When I was a kid, I always used to love for going walks on the farm, and I always used to talk out loud to myself, which was a little bit strange. I don't know if that was like an only child thing where you just used to make conversations with yourself and talk about what you're excited for and talk about what just gets you up in the morning. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me being a bit of a lunatic out here with no friends or not, but it's something that I'm a little bit nostalgic for. So I thought to myself, why not record a video where I am just going for a walk on the farm and talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. And it reminds me of an era where my Game Boy Advance, my DS, they were my portal into gaming. I didn't have a console yet. And when I did play console gaming, it was just at friends' places, enjoying their consoles, their PlayStations or Nintendo 64s. No one had a GameCube, but when I did say GameCube, that was pretty impressive as well. But handheld gaming's always been an important part of my life, an important part of my gaming journey, if you will. And the last decade of handheld gaming has been really interesting to follow. We've had a traditional sort of outlet from Nintendo, whether it's been from Game Boy to DS to then 3DS, and the world was changing, smartphones were taking over, and the audience for people who just wanted a dedicated handheld to, kill some time on the bus or the train or public transport or just around the house, that was sort of dying off. That audience was going more towards their phone, because not going to buy a $200 or $300 device just to, kill some time. Everyone's stuck on social media, just wasting their time doing that. So I guess that was sort of the downfall of the traditional video game handheld, where PlayStation Vita, 3DS, the markets were shrinking. Vita struggled to find an audience, and the 3DS, while still a big audience, you could tell developers, they weren't really putting their resources into like a game that can only be on 3DS. Doesn't really make much sense when you can make a game for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and I guess Wii U. So you can spread your field a lot better. So that sort of aspect of handheld gaming didn't really make much sense. So it was important that Nintendo innovated here, and they certainly did with Nintendo Switch, how they brought both of their console and their handheld together. So you're no longer choosing like, oh, do I get the game for 3DS? Do I get it for a console? Do developers make it for a console or a 3DS, which has the bigger install base? It takes all the questions and the guesswork out and allows us to just pick it up, put it in our pocket, or put it into the dock, play it on the TV. And it reinvented what handheld gaming means. No longer does it mean just taking a weird 3DS game or a PlayStation Vita game, using the back touch, using the 3D and the dual screens. It's just a game that you've been playing on your portable device. And I think that's what a lot of people like these days. I do miss the days of 3DS where you get unique titles just for the 3DS that made sense. Obviously you get unique titles for Switch as well, but most of them are just console games that could be played on a PlayStation or an Xbox. But it's made a whole new category apart from handheld gaming. Handheld gaming was bite-sized, on-the-go experiences, and now Switch is longer experiences that can be taken with you. And with that category, we've got new competitors. We've got Valve with the Steam Deck. We've got Asus with the Asus ROG Ally. Got, MSI with the Claw, and a bunch of PC manufacturers have made just a brand new category of computer as well. Not only is there gaming laptops, there's gaming handhelds, gaming towers, and it's just expanding from there, which is really awesome to see. So after almost 8 years of Nintendo Switch, we now have great choice when it comes to gaming on the go. We can go with Nintendo, we can go with a gaming handheld, even if it's a Linux-based one like the Steam Deck, Windows-based ones like all the other ones. And then there's streaming as well, which is going to be a big thing going in the future, which look where I am at the moment. Out in the paddock, not much going on. Internet's not that great. What is my internet reception at the moment? Can I stream? Oh, I got 2 bars of 4G. I get a bit of Forza out here at the moment. Not very well. Well, it'll be a slideshow for sure, but it really will be. No, I don't even know. I tried streaming at home, like at my house with my home internet. I think my 4G is actually better than my home internet, so I don't think that's much to say, but I'm certainly not going to be streaming anytime soon, but hopefully in the future we'll have those options, because if you've just got your Xbox library literally accessible at any time when you've got a connection where, you know, if you're from the city, if you're from a town, or you're just at home and you just want to play on the couch or something, it's probably going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for that future, but that future's a lot further away from me than it probably is for you. So, man, that is going to be actually awesome though. I can't wait for that. And everyone's just got like remote play as well with PlayStation and Xbox, how you can remote play to a device. I actually do a lot of remote play on Steam Deck. I remote play my PlayStation 5 to my Steam Deck, and I could do the same with the Xbox Series X as well. And it's not quite as good as just having it natively on the thing, because otherwise when I lock it, it just like loses connection and it's still playing on the TV. So I've got to like, you know, it's not quite as like pick up and play, but it's still really useful to play it that way. So we've got lots of options, but I don't know which of these options is going to be the one that's going to go forward for the next 10 years. In 2034, what are we going to be playing on? Are we going to be still playing on the Switch 2, which is going to be a very sort of similar device to Nintendo Switch potentially? Is handheld PCs going to really take off and make much more sense? Because at the moment with the Windows-based handhelds, it's great while you're playing it, but when it's time to put it down or maybe just have a 5-minute break because you've got to answer the door, you've got to pick up a screaming toddler, you've got to do something, it's not quite as good. Because I press like the power button, it's like sort of just shutting a laptop and it just goes into sleep mode, and you pick it back up and your programs are all over the place, and sometimes it crashes, and it's not quite where it needs to be. That's where Steam Deck is actually the preferred option for me, because I press the power button and Steam, they've implemented a sleep mode that actually works really well, just like Nintendo Switch does. So there's a lot of sort of potential in that market. But I think the one that might have the most potential, if they get it working, would be streaming. Just have your library on any device you want. If you want to play it on your phone, have all needs play it on your phone. If you want a dedicated streaming device like a Steam Deck, or like, wasn't it the LG, I forgot what it was called, but it's like an LG streaming handheld. It actually looks pretty cool. You can play it on that. You can use a backbone. I could even play it on this drone remote. It's got Android on it. I could probably play it with like the drone sticks. Could you imagine that? Play Doom on it. Probably. I wonder if there's a Doom app already for it. Probably is. Or of course, there could be brand new options that we're not looking at as well, but I can't even think about. But I think these will be the main options going forward. I think these will be the technologies that are getting bigger and better. The other obvious one, I guess, is just other dedicated handheld devices from Xbox and PlayStation. It's pretty heavily rumored that Xbox are doing one. Phil Spencer, in an interview with IGN, pretty much said that they're doing one in some ways. So I'll be very excited to see that. And I hope that's not like a Windows-based one. I hope it is like an actual Xbox in the palm of your hand. Because the idea of actually sitting down, having quick resume, so all of your games go into a suspend state and you can pick up wherever you're playing straight away. That's one of the best features of the Xbox, and having that in a handheld form would be amazing, absolutely amazing. It would be awesome. Like, you imagine you're playing an RPG, you're in a battle, like, look, I'm not really in the mood for this big battle at the moment. So you go quickly to Need for Speed, do a race. You might then quickly boot up, I don't know, Hades, do a run. It's all right, that's fun. Then just boot straight back up into your JRPG, do the battle. You just bounce around games, and with Game Pass as well, quick resume's awesome. So I really, that would be awesome in a device. Then there's PlayStation. Will PlayStation do another one? They've had a great crack with PSP, very successful. One of the most best-selling portable consoles of all time. 80 million, outsold the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 just did. You put that into context. So that's actually really, really fascinating to think about. But PlayStation Vita didn't catch on. As much as I love the Vita, I was a day one PlayStation Vita buyer. That was my first PlayStation console, and that's what sort of got me into deciding to jump from Xbox 360 into PlayStation 3. Gotta have those trophies together, dude. I want those trophies together. But I just wonder if there's a place for a dedicated PlayStation handheld. Do people want it? Like, I want it, but the mass market, do they want it? Not sure. They want to play PlayStation 5 games in a portable form factor, because they can't do the Vita again. They're not going to go back to doing that type of thing. But something to think about. Hope PlayStation do it. I hope they all do it, because even if Nintendo is my favorite company because they make the games I absolutely love, I want them to have competition, man. They sort of just have the market dominated at the moment, and Steam Deck gives them a bit of a push for their money, but you can only get a Steam Deck from Valve online and maybe some outlets, and it's not even available here in Australia. I had to import mine, which was a task and a wallet breaker in itself. So I don't really think they're much competitors either, but it's going to be an interesting next couple of years, just seeing what the future is. Is Nintendo going to set up another innovative idea that sort of moves handheld gaming into a new space? Or is it going to be very much of the same old? Are we just going to be picking up a device from a dock into the backpack? And then we've got choices of PC variants and Linux variants, as well as one from Xbox and PlayStation, as well as streaming on the side. Or will streaming take over? Don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Will streaming take over? Will dedicated handhelds remain over the next 10 years? Or will people just say, look, I'm building a PC and I'm sitting at my desk and I'm not gonna do jack shit about it. I'm gonna sit here all day and I'm gonna eat my Doritos while I do it and get my mouse all crusty while I'm clicking heads and ripping them to shreds. Don't know. Love to hear your thoughts. But until next time, guys, happy gaming.